Welcome to the new online Global Performance Review, an opportunity for us to highlight our achievements and challenges in 2021. During 2021, we had a presence in 55 countries and ran projects in 51 of them across Africa, Asia, Latin America and the Caribbean, the Middle East and Europe. In those 51 countries, we ran 686 projects. Together, we assisted 24.5 million people. We screened over 2 million children under the age of 5 for malnutrition. 59% of our programs, assisting 14.3 million people, focused on health and nutrition, while 23% of them, reaching 5.7 million people, focused on WASH. We reached 3.3 million people with our food security and livelihoods work, over 368,000 with our mental health care, and over 601,000 people through our disaster risk reduction work. We responded to 55 emergencies in 21 countries and deployed staff from our emergency pools on 45 occasions. While the number of emergencies has remained the same as previous years, emergencies were experienced in fewer countries, meaning some countries were hit multiple times. In terms of geographical spread, the vast majority of emergency responses were in Africa, with 40 of the 55 emergency responses in that continent. As we all know, hunger crises are in most cases driven by violence. As a result, we are working in some of the most volatile countries in the world. In 2021, we had operations in countries that are not considered to be so risky, those highlighted in green, yellow and orange, but also in 16 highly volatile countries classified as red on the map, and in 2 countries, Somalia and Syria, classified as black or facing extreme levels of violence. Across the board in 2021, we have seen an increase in the security incidents compared to 2022. While 80% were minor incidents, we experienced 24 severe and 10 critical incidents. We take the safety and security of our staff and beneficiaries very seriously, so we've doubled the number of staff trained in between 2020 and 2021 to over 1,600. Action Against Hunger is renowned for its expertise, and that requires constant innovation and research. In 2021, we carried out 55 research projects, which was covered in more than 100 research publications. Many of these were multi-sectoral research projects, which is why the percentages add up to more than 100. The vast majority, 80%, included a nutrition component. Nearly half included health, and a third included mental health and care. Our annual income continues to rise, reaching €528 million in 2021, 20 million more euros than the previous years, and 75 million more than the year before that. 396 million euros were restricted public funds, a slight decrease of around 10 million from 2020. We experienced a decrease in grants from the UN and the governments of the US, UK, Spain and Switzerland, but an increase in grants from the EU and the governments of France, Germany, Canada and Sweden. Meanwhile, our unrestricted and restricted income from private sources continues to rise year on year, with an impressive 22% increase compared to 2020. This is good news as it enables Action Against Hunger to be quicker in its humanitarian response, to fund programs in forgotten crises and to invest in innovations. According to our figures, we've seen a sharp increase in the number of people donating to us, either with a one-off donation or a recurring or regular gift. Almost 800,000 people donated to us, 250,000 more than in 2020. In terms of how we spent our funds in 2021, 96% was spent on programs, 3% on fundraising, and 1% on management, governance and support services. And finally, none of this could be done without our dedicated staff. We'd like to thank each and every one of our 8,331 staff around the world. 89% of our staff are in the field and 11% in HQs. We have double the number of men compared to women in the field, and double the number of women compared to men in our HQs. As a network that believes in gender equality, we must do more to attract men to work in our HQs and women to work in the field. But we have many other achievements we can celebrate, not least of all the number of people that we are helping around the world and the number of people helping us to do that. 8,331 staff, 796,690 supporters, an income of €528 million, delivering 686 projects in 51 countries, reaching 24.5 million people. In a world of shocking conflict, destructive climate change, a devastating global pandemic, and economic uncertainty, we must remember that these are incredible achievements which we should all be proud of.